looks like you're going to be considering your resources at the beginning of the month, Cancer. Six of Coins is a card of the haves and the have-nots. Basically the exchange of money. So you may be considering like worth or value of something. Like if you're working at something, you may be considering whether you're getting paid enough or what you're going to charge for something. Six of Coins is always like a budgeting or considering value, considering worth, considering who has the funds. In this case, this person here, this figure, is the one who has the funds and he's handing things out. Or whether you're putting yourself in a position, whether you're one of the people who doesn't have the wealth and you're putting yourself in a position to receive it or not. So Six of Coins may be like reviewing your budget, considering whether you feel... I always ask with this card, who do you identify with? Do you identify with the person who has the money and who is handing it out, who's being benevolent and sharing and, you know, giving surplus to the needy? Or are you in a position of receiving it? Or are you in a position of not receiving what you need? So this card shows in the card, the imagery is a balance. So it's focused on finding a balance between having and not having, between giving and receiving, between, you know, having enough things to do what you enjoy doing, but also being practical so that you have what you need. So that's opening the month of May for you, Cancer. You may be considering whether you can afford to live where you live, whether you can afford the lifestyle that you have, or whether you want to bring in more money, whether you're being represented for what you're worth. All of those kind of things come into play with Six of Coins. There's something that's a little bit in fantasy land, especially, gosh, you know, maybe regarding like three women. These are Cups cards, and it's interesting. I'm seeing actually with all three of these dreams related to social things that are coming to an end. So I'm going to start it with these two. But normally Seven of Cups is a card that is about dreams, wishes, fantasies. You know, both of these things have a real beauty to them. We see these sort of golden cups in both of these cards. And cups usually represent what's fulfilling to our heart, what our heart wants, what our desires are, what we crave. And Seven of Cups can be about temptation. So I'm getting the sense that there may be temptation for you, Cancer, regarding someone in your social circle, whether it be multiple people, friends of yours, or they may be trying to tempt you into like a fantasy, something that's shiny and pretty, like going on a trip, or something that appeals to your desires. But Seven of Cups is a real fantasy card. So it's always like, look before, you know, look at this horse in the mouth before you go for it. Make sure that you know what you're getting into. Look behind the curtain. Do the research. Don't fall prey. With this card showing up, Seven of Cups in reverse, it's saying don't fall prey to things that are illusions, or, you know, be careful. What you see is not what you get. That's Seven of Cups in reverse energy. So if something's being offered to you, or you're seeing something through rose-colored glasses, that's another meaning of this card. Be careful to do your research. Be careful that you're really seeing what the situation is and what it is that you're being offered, or the option, because the Seven of Cups is usually about making decisions and, like, you know, identifying what it is that your heart really wants, and then identifying, you know, there's this sort of fog that surrounds it that says, be careful that what you're getting is actually what you think you're choosing. Make sure that you look behind the curtain. That's Seven of Cups energy. And then Three of Cups in reverse. Three of Cups in the upright position first to start is usually social things. It's parties, celebration. It's your friends and family. It's like-minded people. So it's your social circle. And when this is in the reverse, it can sometimes mean gossip or criticism, or that, you know, I look at it as like the hens talking. but in tandem with this card, desires and options, I'm looking at it as like three options, three different women, or three different, it could even just be three different men in your social circle. Either way, three people in your social circle that you may not be seeing them for who they are, or be careful. Is what this is saying to me, these two, is be careful who you choose. Whether it be for like a romantic involvement or as a friend, or who you're getting involved with, because they may not be as rosy as they're appearing to be. You may be seeing them through rose-colored glasses, or they may just be exactly who they are, but you're seeing them in a way that isn't accurate. So look a little deeper at the beginning of the month, Cancer, when you're looking at your options, when you're looking at your choices, especially regarding your social engagements, or options that are being presented to you by your friends or family, because you want to make sure, with both of these in the reverse, it's got a lot of Neptune energy, and it's saying that the choices are not clear at this time. There's like a fog in between them. So just look behind the curtain, do some research, make sure that what you're getting is what you see is what you get. With Ten of Swords in reverse, there may have been an end to something. Ten of Swords is an end of a cycle. And usually you may be having a difficulty in letting go of a certain belief system. Swords represent the mental element, and so they represent ideas and thoughts. And you can see in this card, the 10 thoughts are killing the man. He's no longer able to continue. His life is extinguishing with all these thoughts sort of taking over. And because it's a 10 card, it's the end of a cycle. And it's the fact that it's in reverse tells me that you may have some resistance to letting this cycle end. There may be something that, even involved with letting go of some of your friends that you wish it didn't have to end. I'm kind of seeing, funny enough, this is the beginning of summer, but this kind of has the vibe of the end of summer when you have to say goodbye to your friends if you're like going back to school or something. But this is end of a cycle. And this is, people who may not necessarily be on your side. So if you have been trying to get out of something where people aren't really representing you or themselves clearly, or there's been some negative talk, this could be the end of that way of thinking, or the end of being persecuted, the end of the cycle. This card is usually called bottoming out. And I sometimes call it's always darkest before the dawn. So it may be that things have gotten more difficult, but you just need to let go of the cycle. It's complete. It's done. It's not, you don't have to worry. If there are people who are exiting your life, don't worry about it. They're not really the most supportive of you anyway. There are other options. You may have been seeing them through rose-colored glasses. So there's something that's departing. It seems like you're considering value and options and choices at the opening of the month, Cancer. And there seems to be something that's ending regarding your friends or family, or options that have been presented to you. There seems to be a cycle wrapping up regarding that. And you may need to work on letting go of your resistance to accepting that cycle ending. I mean, I see too here, there's some sadness or grief, and there's Tower, which is dramatic change. With this card, Five of Cups showing up in the same column here, it's saying that you might be having a hard time letting go. There may be some sadness, some grief. You're really focused on these cups, these, this emotional heart energy that's spilled. You're failing to see what is still standing behind you, that there's still love available to you. You just can't see it because you're so focused on the loss and, maybe whatever thing is wrapped up here. So when this card is in reverse, allow yourself to grieve. Allow yourself to, experience the grief and the loss that is depicted with this card, but don't stay there, or don't deny yourself the fact that you've lost something. You need to go through that in order to access these cups that are still available to you. You need to actually process the end or the change, because some big change is coming up for you here towards the end of the month, Cancer. I'm actually getting that it might start really happening in June, but you're going to see the first strike of the lightning happening at the end of May here. So in the middle of the month, funny enough, I'm seeing Page of Coins. That kind of relates to the Six of Coins here. Page of Coins is someone who considers money, someone who is open and willing when it comes to money, and is kind of enthusiastic about it and motivated. So sometimes I see this as like an intern or someone who's getting a new job. Usually in the Rider-Waite, they're holding up this coin and looking at it and considering it. So this could potentially be a job offer. Sometimes this card shows up as job offer. Or it could be considering the money that you have. It actually works quite well with this card. But this is a younger, more motivated, more inexperienced or more naive person. And it sometimes depicts an earth person, or an earth sign person. So this could be Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. There may be someone, I'm going to say with this card showing up in the reverse position, who's not really great with managing their money, or is a little resistant to, say, receiving money from you. If you're trying to hand money out, if you identify with the person who has the money here, and you're trying to like literally drop coins down onto this person, they're not seeing it, they're not receiving it, or they're not valuing it. So be careful about, squandering. Don't invest in someone who is inexperienced and unwilling, or there's something about either an earth sign with money or a young person with money that is not in your favor. Or it could be that you're considering a job offer, but it's not really there. It's not really good for you. So at any rate, if you might be having a hard time making a decision about it too, like it sounds like it's a lot of money, but it's not really that great for me. I'm having a hard time saying no because it's a lot of money, but that's what this Two of Swords could be about. Two of Swords is a dilemma in making a decision. So there's one idea here and one idea here, and you don't know which one to take. So you just check out. You're blindfolded. That's how Two of Swords can mean dilemma or stagnancy. You're at a crossroads, and instead of making a decision, you hold on to both options and just don't take any action. So you just check out. So there's something to do with money or budgeting. Who's got it? Who doesn't have it? This young page, this could be like someone who money slips through their fingers. Or, it could just be an earth sign that's not good at managing money. But things are completing as far as justice goes. It may not be happening as quickly as you would like. Usually Eight of Wands means swiftness, things completing, things arriving, getting that last piece of information, things lining up, 80 to 90% lined up. But in the reverse position, it sometimes says that there's a delay, or that it's not happening as quickly as you would like. It's still happening. It's still like the water's boiling, but it's almost like watching a pot that you want to boil. Is Eight of Wands in reverse energy. And justice is here in the reverse. It actually says that justice will be served, but not as quickly as you would like. So, like, for example, if someone squanders your money, if this young person that you've given money to squanders it, things are happening here and justice will be served, but not as quickly as you would like, is what justice and Eight of Wands say together. There will be some verdict that is rendered. It may not necessarily be in your favor when justice shows up in reverse. It may not be what you thought was just or righteous or fair. And that may be what's bumming you out. That might be what you're sad about. If there was some sort of verdict rendered, or you might be asking yourself, where's the justice in this? Or it feels unjust. It may feel like, some earth sign person took off with some of your friends and, I'm not sure exactly. It's going to mean different things to different people, but I'm just talking about the storyline of what these cards are saying. So there's something that's making you sad regarding the injustice of the situation, or how you perceive there to be injustice, and karma's not catching up with them quickly enough, or there's something happening with justice is coming, but it's not in the way you thought it was going to be, or it's not as soon as you thought it was going to be. There's a little bit of a delay with the resolution or the rendering of the verdict of this situation. I'm getting that this is related to whatever is ending here, and it's kind of making you sad. And I get the sense that there's an earth sign person involved, and you may have a difficult time making a decision because you're kind of just hung up with what's ending or what you're letting go of. But there's a new beginning available to you. It's just a question of whether or not you feel ready to receive it. This is Ace of Cups, and this is feeling like your heart is so full that it's running over. Cups represent the emotional element. So this is like feeling like your heart is full. It's running over with passion, with joy, with, emotion, with creativity. And aces represent new beginnings. So even though there was this 10 card, this ending, this end of beliefs, end of a cycle, there is this new beginning available to you. But you may not either be able to see it or experience it or feel like you're ready for it. You're going to need to get through this energy of making a decision and taking some sort of action in order to access this thing that's going to fill your heart. I question too whether or not you're going to be able to see this. That might be your biggest challenge, because both of these cards surrounding it, as you can see, are blindfolded. This is 2 of Swords, and this is 8 of Swords. This is, checking out, not participating, not making a decision, inaction, stagnancy, dilemma. And 8 of Swords is victim mentality. So the swords have now multiplied and are surrounding this person. So it's almost like overthinking it and believing. These swords are similar to the ones here, where if you believe that you're stuck, if you believe that you have no way out, that's where you stay. You're a victim. You're a prisoner. That's the word I was looking for. So, but in this card, you can see she can easily walk. There's a clear pathway to walk straight out from the sword. She could actually cut those binds on any of these swords, take off her blindfold, and walk away. It's just that her beliefs and her inability to make decisions right now, because she believes she's stuck, really is keeping her stagnant. So the sense I get towards the end of the month, Cancer, is I recommend that you try to see where this new beginning is available to you, because it's right there in the middle of your decision making and your beliefs. And you need to let go of the old way of thinking and realize that this is just sort of sitting, waiting for you. It's a little bit in shadow because it is in the reverse position, so that I don't know if you're exactly able to see it, but it's showing up for you. It's like new beginning. It's going to fill your heart. It's like my cup runneth over, full of emotion, full of joy, full of passion, full of creativity. So I encourage you to try to see that. Try to take your blindfold off at the end of the month, Cancer. And the way to do that is through action. 2 of Swords, the way out of having that blindfold and being stuck. Take action. Make a decision. It doesn't really matter whether you choose left or right or up or down. Just choose one, and then that will free you. And that'll also free you here. If you take action, the biggest problem with this card is that the person believes they're stuck. They believe they're a prisoner. They believe they're immobile. And that is what is keeping them there. So take action towards the end of the month. Even if it feels like you're stuck, and you might discover this just like at your feet. Because there's a big change coming for you, Cancer. End of May. There's a lot of power to it. I mean, it's transformative. It's the shaking of the foundations. So whether that means you may move or you may have a new life, this could be like new insight coming in. with this lightning. Tower just means transformation, big change, and often sudden, out of the blue, unforeseen. So this will definitely shake things up. If you feel stuck at the end of May, Cancer, you have Tower coming. I think sometimes too, one of the things that I like to say with Tower is that if you resist a change, sometimes it takes Tower to break it out. Like if you're just stuck, sometimes Tower will show up just to break you out of that. You can accept gradual change, or it can build up like a dam and then it breaks through the dam. That's sort of this energy. But it could just be that you've got a new beginning that is going to really fulfill you if you can see it. So that's my reading for you for May, Cancer. I hope you enjoyed it. I would just recommend to you to accept the cycle that's ending. See if you can get through any grief that may cause you, or feeling stuck. There's some beautiful joy here, and there's definitely big changes coming. So see if you can take those blindfolds off towards the end of the month and see what's right before you, because it could be a wonderful, transformative, and joyful change that's headed your way if you're ready to receive it. That's one thing. Ace of Cups, the universe is trying to hand it to you, but you need to take the cup. You can't, you have to put yourself in a place to receive it. So that's my reading for you, Cancer. Just want to say, as always, thanks so much for watching. Yours in the stars.